tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet the V cluster stitch. This is a fantastic, super quick to work up, one row repeater pattern. Very mindful. It's just a combination of trebles 2 together and chaining 2. I have changed colour on every row. It does mean that because you're changing each row you will have lots of yarn ends to sew in. You could change every 2 rows if you wanted to carry the yarn up the side, or you could do it in a single colour as I've done here, but I don't think it really pops quite as much as doing it in the different colours for the different rows. So let's have a look at the tutorial. So for this tutorial I've decided to use 2 different coloured yarns. You could use any scrap yarns that you have. This makes a great scrappy blanket, or you could equally just do it in one colour. It's entirely up to you. You can use any yarn that you would like to use and use the appropriate hook size. I would suggest if you're a tight crochet you might want to go up a hook size when you're doing your foundation row, but that's up to you. If you think you can do a looser chain to start with, then that's brilliant. So I'm going to be using Aran yarn. I have a 5mm crochet hook, scissors to cut off my end, needle to sew in my end, and a lovely stitch marker just in case I need one. So we're going to start off by making a foundation chain. So make a slip knot. You can do this in whichever way you prefer. And remembering to keep your foundation chain loose, so don't make your chains too tight. We're going to be making our chain in multiples of 3. So yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. That's 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. So make your foundation chain as loose as you can, not too loose, but obviously not too tight either, because we're going to be working into these chains. So pause the video now whilst you make your foundation chain in multiples of 3 for the width that you would like your project to be, and I shall see you in a moment. So I've made my foundation chain. I've done mine in multiples of 3 going up to 21, so that's 7 multiples of 3. And we're going to start row 1. So row 1 starts in the 6th chain from the hook, so we don't count the 1 on the hook, so we're going to skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the 6th chain there we're going to do treble 2 together. So to do that we yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. Have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop your stitch there. Yarn over, insert into the same chain, yarn over and pull through. Have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 and leave your stitch there. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in the same chain going to do exactly the same thing again, so treble 2 together again. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. We're then going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we're going to repeat that cluster again. So there's our first V cluster. We're going to do the second one. So treble 2 together, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2 and stop, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, chain 2, 1, 2, and do the treble 2 together in the same chain. So that's one part, do the second part, 3 loops on your hook and pull through all 3. Skip 2, 1, 2 and repeat it again. And we're going to repeat that all the way down the row until you get to your last 3 chains, and I will show you what to do at the end of the row. So pause the video now whilst you complete your row of skip 2, V cluster, skip 2, V cluster. So I've just done my last V cluster and I have 3 stitches left, and I'm going to do a treble into the last stitch. Now if you're wanting to change colour, this is where we're going to change. Can't find the end, there it is. So go to yarn over, insert into that last stitch, you're going in with the treble, that's a double crochet in US. So insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, then pick up your new yarn and pull through the last 2 loops. Now here you're going to probably want to tie off, so I'm going to take my old piece of working yarn and my new working yarn tail. I'm just going to tie a little knot in there. You can make it more secure if you want to. It will mean that you're going to have lots of ends to weave in because we're going to be changing colour every row for this. You could do it every 2 rows if you wanted to carry the yarn up the side, or as I said, you can do it in just one colour. So for the next row then, we're going to take our new working yarn, and this is the repeat row for the entire pattern now. So we're going to chain 3, going to turn our work. We're going to be working into the 2 chain spaces created by the V stitch, and in there we're going to do the V cluster. So treble 2 together into the 2 chain space. So 1, 2, complete the stitch, chain 2, and then do the other side of the V with another treble 2 together. Skip over to the next 2 chain space, and we're doing our treble 2 together, chain 2, and treble 2 together. Skip to the next 2 chain space, and we're just going to repeat that all the way down the row until you get to the end of your row. So pause the video now whilst you work down your row with these V clusters of treble 2 together, chain 2, treble 2 together in the 2 chain spaces created by the 2 chains from the previous row, and I shall see you at the end of the row. So at the end of the row we have the side of the treble from the previous row here, and then we have our turning chain, and what we're going to do is put a treble into the top of the turning chain from the previous row, and that completes the row. Now if you're carrying on with the same colour, you can just carry on. If you are changing colour, then you will want to change during that treble and pop your new colour on. And then we just repeat that row again, so it's a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, skip the stitch into the 2 chain space with your treble 2 together, chain 2, and treble 2 together. And that's all you need to do for the entirety of this piece. This is a great one for scrappy blankets. If you've just got little bits left over, you can just work as much as you want with the colour that you have, and it's just a really lovely, quick, easy, mindful stitch. So I'm going to work up a few more rows for you to see how it looks, and I shall see you in a moment. So I just worked up a few more rows for you to see how it looks, and it really is a gorgeous stitch. Obviously it's the same on the reverse as it is on the right side because it's a 1 row repeat, and just really pretty, works up super quickly. Obviously after you've got to your repeated pattern, it is super quick to work up. Now I did work one up in a single colour just for you to see the difference. I don't think it pops quite as much as using different colours. It'd be interesting to see what a variegated one looks like. It's still pretty, but I think if you can face sewing in the end, I think it's worth doing it with the different colours, but obviously it depends what you're making and what you have to hand. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm show it to other crocheters. If you've enjoyed my stitch marker, this is my Heart Kawaii stitch marker, which is available somewhere around the screen and in my Shopify shop, that's shop.conquercrochet.com, or if you prefer to shop on Etsy, I'll pop the link in the description below for the direct link to my Etsy shop. I shall pop 2 more videos on the side of the screen to help you on your crochet journey, and I shall see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hugging!